Let me start off by saying that being the valedictorian to the Nanaimo Christian School graduating class of 2008 is one of the greatest and most humbling honors I can ever hope to receive. Because I view this class as my family. For I've watched every single one of them grow up. Whether it's been the last few years or the 13 that I've been here, each one I hold dear. In front of you is 21 students who, although they seem very mature right now, with their caps and gowns, diplomas in hand, put them into a room and you have a fun, godly, lively group. They can go from quiet to excited with the switch of a subject. Or can say something extremely dope, or say something so profound that it would cause most great thinkers to pause. But they are not just students who leave the Nanaimo Christian School and join the rest of the world, they are also friends. And it is this friendship which is the main attribute of these grads. For 13 of the 18 or so years that we have lived on this earth, we have spent in school. The class of 08 has the DNA of being close. In kindergarten, we were forever playing games with the class. Throughout elementary, our close recess time never changed, but what did was our class. In the third grade, we were doubled with the grade 4s, making a grade 3-4 split. For the next several years, we enjoyed class life as 2 grades. Then, in grade 7, we weren't split. It was just us, alone in a classroom. Therefore, that whole year, we argued, fought, and cried, and laughed. We talked through so many lunch periods and classes, which created a relationship between us. And all thanks goes to our grade 7 teacher, Miss Ferguson. Because if she had not taken the time to listen and to address our problems we were having, this speech in class would have been different. High school, of course, was different from elementary, and due to its difference, our class made one huge clique and a bunch of smaller ones inside it, making it hard for any new kid who would join our class. However, we were fortunate enough that at the beginning of each high school year, there was always a trip where the clique would be broken and we could join together with the new students. Each trip was memorable. In grade 11, 16 of us went to Fuga, a 3-night, 4-day hike where there were no showers, no warm beds or homes, where we smelled like sweat and campfire, where some of us were constantly having to dive into the mud to save us passageway, or a fight with a backpack that wouldn't allow you to get off the ground after your trip, while your friends laughed at your pitiful help for crying for help. We had no choice but to get over our muscle pain, groaning, and group together to finish the hike, which made it unforgettable and exciting. Then this year, we had our final end of the year trip. The Wildland Exposure Mission Trip to downtown East Hastings. They call it an exposure trip for a reason. We came across images that few of us had seen before. People shooting up in the alleys, hookers on the streets with John picking them up and dropping them off, people digging through the garbage. We had never been exposed to this before. It was this trip which drew us up quickly and exposed us to the harshness and cruelty of the world and the spiritual battle being waged around us and even over us, as we experienced on the night that we shall not soon forget. We became aware that the safe Christian atmosphere of our homes, churches, and schools was not all over the world. In the real world, it can be cold, bitter, and lonely. But by having Christ with us during that trip, we also saw that by His love and by Him in us, we can extend the same environment in which we grew up to those on the streets, whether it be a kind word or a rose with a prayer and a note, or by a simple bag lunch. Nothing is impossible for Him who strengthens us. And so we return to NCS with a new look on life and what we can do in the future. In a nutshell, this is the legacy of these 10 men and 11 women, who can be proudly called alumni of Nanaimo Christian School. When we began school, we were mere children. As we finished elementary, we were teenagers. And now, as we finish school and are taking the first step from out of the shadow of NCS and from under the wings of our parents into the world, we are adults. For this transformation, thanks goes to the teachers who taught us so much, love to our parents who raised us and nurtured us, and all praise to the Lord who placed us with our families in this class at NCS, and who has been with us every place we went, and who will remain with us as we venture out into the world and take the path that he has set before us. The class of 2008 is a class of sympathetic, kind, generous, good-hearted, godly, determined workers, when we choose to be, respectful, loving, friendly, diligent, fun-lovingly crazy, good listeners, only on interesting subjects, of course, assertive leaders, and friends to younger grades, and overall, much beloved students, a body of students who have left their mark, literally, on the hallways and the classrooms. We, like other past facts, will be hard to forget. To my fellow students, as we leave through these doors and say goodbye after the partying has finished, to head off for different countries, different schools, and new jobs, do not leave behind the friendship of this class and all who are in it. Most importantly, become the men and women who will show the world the love that Christ has taught us for one another. Become the leaders, the caregivers, the hardworking and friendly colleagues, and eventually, one day, good parents. Or whoever he has told you to be. Though you will surely stumble, remember that Christ will neither leave you nor forsake you. Remember that no matter how far we go, or how old we get, or how often we fight, the bond that Christ has made will stay. Perhaps it won't be as strong as in grade 7, but we will always be a class. Therefore, be there for each other. To those who witness as I have the aging and maturing of this class, keep them in your prayers and on your hearts. For although they are coming of age, they will still be tempted and will still falter. But they shall come out of the fires as pure as gold, sons and daughters of the Most High, and will become good caretakers of this earth, and will do all of you who know them proud. So the introduction of our life is finished. Its closing paragraph, our last year at NCS. Now, chapter 1 begins.